All right, hello and welcome to Lucky Dogs Xlr8 Showdown match. I'm gonna start off a little slow. Today we got Tibor and Joe versus Kelley and Ronnie. It's gonna be our rematch. Joe's first break. A tempted to wanna go is gonna hang in the corner. Yeah. Good break. Nothing sadly went down. We have a couple customers, like I said, 8 hanging in the corner, so gonna have to work around that. You have the 7 ball hanging in the side. This is gonna be a Scotch Doubles match tonight, switching teammate to teammate. Alternate shooting or shots. It will be a race to 11. We are here tonight at our sponsor, Lucky Dogs. There is several open tables. There also is the Fast Track 8-Ball tournament happening on the other side. So lots of good pool just to come and watch. Ronnie opting for the stripes, going for the 10 in the corner. Good shot, comes back. Now with the cluster, there is going to have to be a combination of, I think, the 9-14, just to get it a clear run out of the stripes. The 11's open to go down in the corner, 15 back in the corner. He's calling the combo, 9-14. Great Karamov, kindly got a kick into the 9. This is going to make it hard, putting Ronnie shooting down table. I know he has a clear shot on the 11. Can't really tell from my table angle if the 9's going to go in the cross corner. Might be lining up a save here. Yeah, just comes back. 9 blocks 3s, he shot on the 3, 15 blocking the 6. Tibor's left with a 2 ball or creativeness. It also looks like he might have a window where he could make contact with the 4 and cut it all the way down. That's a pretty good shot option. You can really get loose with the cue ball. Might be going for the combo here, the 6-7. 7 all the way down. I can't tell if the 7 goes for my seated position or if there's enough angle to cut it in. If not, the combo would be a smart option here, clear up the solid route. Okay, looks like he's lining up on the 4. Comes back, could break out the 5, very nice. It's going to be a clear shot on the 3, come back for the 5. You could hit the 5 off the 7 to create the shot if it's not there. The problem with the solids right now is going to be your 2 ball, with the 8 being the most common pocket being block. You're really going to have to come around the table to get that shot down table for the 2. Or any kind of contact with the cue into 2 that opens up to a shot in the opposite corner. But with the 8 leaving in its position now, you will be left with an easy out. Okay, Joe going for a 5 ball. Let's see if he makes contact here with the 7 to break out. Oh, no, went clean, made a little contact with the 6, but still dropped the ball. I don't believe Tibor has the line of sight for the 6, the 9 blocking. He's going to have to go for the 3, float down just a little bit and try to leave the 1 is the shot I see, but both of these teams are superior players to me, so sometimes I call it way wrong. Tibor goes for the breakout on the hardest for the run out, which was the 2 ball. Tried for the bank, did not go. Alright, Kelley's up at the table. Stripes, I think he's going to go straight down with the 15. He tried to pull back a little harder to leave that 9. Sadly, didn't get far enough. The 14 does go off of the 7, which Ronnie's lining up for right now. By doing this, it does open up the 7 shot for the run out of solids now. Oh, or a bump like that. Bumped right off the 7, frozen in the pocket. You know how Joe coming to the table with solids is going to be able to make the 3 ball come down for the 1. I'm not sure if it created a shot in the side by hitting the 7 off the 14 in. Problems with that, you could always get a cluster and lock up your 6. Alright, shot 3 in the side. Good shot. Comes all the way down. Still has the angle on the 7, which looks like the next viable shot. Either it's going to have to be bumped off the 14 or it goes clean. I think what Tibor did was the smart option, went harder, tried to open up the 6. Sadly, it went right back where the 7 is. Yet seated position again. I can't tell if the 6 cleanly cuts in the side. If it does, this is a very runnable table. 1-6 come back and down for the 2. Alright, Joe's lining up the 1 now. Couple different options here what he wants to do. You really could do a drawback and try to leave a 2 ball long cut, where you're going to be cutting the 6 down as your final shot approach to the 8. That's what they're both looking at now. Joe calling the 1. Decides to come right back around with the 6. Still left a good angle. If this is cuttable on the side, Tibor should be able to come off the rail and get good position on the 2. He's looking, I think he's going to have to cut this down to the corner. Nope. Great shot. Oh, a little bounce. Alright. This is going to be a sliver of a cut for Joe. I don't see the back bank. I'm not sure if the 11's going to be in the way or if there's the angle. He's looking at the thin cut. The nice thing is, naturally, by making the 2, you won't be coming in any contact with the 8. It's the foul or the mistake on the 2 that you can make the mistake and carry them into the 8 and make it and lose the game too early. Alright, Kelley come to the table of stripes. Looks like everything's open. The only trouble ball right now is going to be the 11. You're either going to have to back bank it into the side or be on the far side of it to make it in the long corner to come back for the 8. Alright, 14. I don't know what he just did. I think he called 14 but planned the save all the time. Great save. Tibor's going to be kicking into 2. Going to be going 1 rail. It is possible to kick this and do a Z cut and make the 2 in the cross corner. Tibor going for the safer option and just trying to make contact with the rail and legal hit, which he did. Excellent. Good speed control leaving on the 11, leaving Ronnie a cross corner shot. Leave Ronnie's going with the 13. makes it, comes back around. I think he might have left Kelley a little hard with a combo now. I don't believe the 14 goes. It would either be a 14-9 or cutting the 14 on the cross side. He's looking again, either to come back to get position on the 11 or do a breakout on the 11. Both are going to be needed to finish this rack. I think shooting the 14 on the side with middle ball and tried to get a bump on the 11 and hope for a shot on the 9 is a good way to go. Good shot, comes back, leaves the 9. Still gonna have to be able to set up the 11. Depends on confidence of the player. Ronnie could really do a stop shot here on the 9 and set up just a real simple bag. Looks like they're gonna go with the safe. Smart choice. I'm not sure if Joe's going to be able to see the 2 and be able to try to attempt to cut without sending the cue ball into the 8. You might have to come rail first off the back, make contact with the 2 and try to get a legal shot. You can try to freeze the 2 off the back rail into the 11 with a legal shot would be a good out. Looks like Joe's looking at 2 rails coming around the corner and either making contact with the 2 or come out the 4 rail and making contact. Problem with that is you're not going to have any legal shot because no rail made contact after, resulting in a ball in hand. Alright. Kelley taking his time. Sets up for the 1 treble ball, the 11. Simple little follow through to set up the 11 in the cross corner. Ronnie steps up. The 8 that has not moved since the grave break. Kelley will come with approach calling. And for the first win, Ronnie and Kelley take it. All right, Kelley steps up with the good break, excellent spread. I'm not sure if anything really went down. I think we have 3 balls all bobbling in the pocket, hanging. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have a stripe down. It still is an open table. Ronnie can choose whatever he wants. He is looking at the cluster now, which does involve the 8 and the stripes. The nice thing about this cluster is your 9 is a good shot in the quarter, which is an easy setup breakout. Looks like Ronnie's going to go with the combo with the 1-5, easy setup in a corner. Might have got a little tip foul there, gets lucky. Chalking it up just to make sure. It'll be Kelley's shot on solids. Everything's pretty open right now. The only trouble ball I see is going to be the 4 ball at the end of the table, which is the purple. Looking from the camera view, it looks like it does go in the pocket. From my sitting angle, it doesn't go in the corner pocket, but we'll see. Kelley goes for the 3. He was trying to slide down, take care of that 4 right now. Alright, Ronnie's up. Not sure he's really lifted with a clear shot. Might have to go with the 1 that's left. Can set up here. I think I would try to set up for the 7 in the side, just soft and be completely wrong. Okay, he's creating shots and blocking pockets and trying. I do believe the 6 ball goes off the 10 ball and will open the pocket. I don't think that Kelley can see the 2 because of the 11. 7 doesn't go in the far pocket because of the 9. Alright, Kelley's lining up for, it looks like the 10, the 6 off the 10. This can go smoothly, this can go badly, it can bobble and just hook in the pocket, it can shoot the 10 out. You also could be real mean, do a safe and just put the 6 in front of the 10 where they have no possible way of hitting it. Okay. From my angle, I didn't see if you made contact with the 6. That's a good save. Make contact with your ball, carry them into their ball, making it. Looks like Joe might be going for a jump cue. Alright. Do have the 14 perping sitting in a straight view on the pocket. Lining up the jump. No, decided to go a different route. He's calling the cutting the side, I believe, in the 15 or 14. Close try was the 14. Very good leave, comes back, doesn't leave the cut angle on the 6. I think Ronnie's going to put Tibor in the exact same position. Alright. I don't believe Tibor has the cut on the 11. There's the masse on the 15. There's the jump on the 15. A good one that I think could be done here is come off the back rail, hit the 9, and leave them behind their cluster where they can see a hole solid. But that's a breakout on the 8 if you leave your opponent the opportunity. Alright, let's see what Tibor decides for. I really think the safe, I can't tell if the 11's frozen. Okay. So we got here. Ooh. Dirty playing locks up the 8. I think it gives a sliver to make contact, but I don't know if you can make it. Kelley's checking now if there is a possible run out. And with that many stripes in that pocket, you could create a breakout by making the 7 in the side, send the cue ball into the 8, but you could hook yourself behind any one of the stripes. Good save by Tibor. Okay, great shot on the 6, comes across, sets up the 4 ball. Kelley's looking at the same thing I had thought of earlier. He's going to come make the 4 ball, come back down, leave the 7 in the side to set up a 8 ball breakout. Okay, 4 down. Goes rail force, gets that extra kick. Might be a little too far. Now you kind of have to make it in the 7 and try to come around 2 rails to get back at this 8. Yeah, he's looking at the same, wanting to be about 8 inches less. Alright, intentional foul on the 8, blocking the stripes. Might be an option here. I don't really see the run. I'm not sure if you want to do that. You could do the 7 and try to tie up the 15, the purple ball in the far corner, doing a legal hit, and then try to have them go for something. Alright, 7 in the side, I believe. Okay, good comes around. No. Alright, calls it safe, made good contact with the 8, coming back row, frozen with the 9. Joe will have a shot on this, really want to make it take his time. Alright, calling the 11 down. Great shot, great shot. Oh. Okay, good leave back on the 8. Gonna have to give Ronnie a chance to do the sliver and hope to not scratch. If I was shooting this, I would try to roll and make contact with the 8, hit the corner and freeze at 10 o'clock on the 13. Okay, Ronnie's going full table. Does an excellent hit, makes first contact in the 8, comes back around. Tibor is left with a striped shot, far table. Let's see what he does. Did block up the 9 ball again. It's going to have to be a breakout either with the 13 or the 15. With the 8 being hooked, a safety could come in play here. Tibor goes with the one shot on the 15, great. Setting up Joe an excellent angle on the 12 to set up the 11. I think right now I would try to make this 12 and come back, set up the 13-9 and leave my 11 as the safety ball. Sometimes you make everything and just hope for that breakout and get a shot, and it just doesn't happen. So, see what we got. Wow. A very good safety. All right. It's going to be putting Kelley coming at a hard angle, having to come hit off the rail, make contact in the 8, and almost try to freeze up by the 13. It does look like the 13 is frozen. Okay, great. This is going to be a foul hit, contact first with the 9, and no rail after contact. This will be ball in hand for Tibor. Does look like the 13 goes. This should be a runnable rack, just planning and timing here. Good choice, just kind of go right with the 9, get it out of the way. Leave yourself for your partner, an easy setup for the 13. Now, the only thing you want to worry about is your 2 stripes being so close to each other in the next one. If you set up a combination, Tibor has to really either make sure to slow roll or set up the next shot. You don't want the 11 bumping off the 12 coming and then leaving a side bank for Joe. Slow rolls real nice, sets up a great shot. This is going to be natural position play just to come off. You know, the 8 ball is setting in a good pocket. Don't overthink it. Tibor's coming up for the 8 in the pocket and tie in the match. All right. Second game goes down, ties it up, 1-1. Looks like it's going to be winners. All right, they're setting it up with alternate breaks, so they will be taking turns by teams breaking. I believe they do have the choice between teammates who breaks. It looked like Joe decided to rack and break, so he'll have first attempt. Let's see what we got. All right, great break, good spread. I did not see anything go down. Tibor's walking to the table like something did. Counting up, looks like we have a stripe down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. All right, still open table Scotch Doubles format. You will be switching every time your opponent shoots and makes a ball. You will switch and your opposite opponent or teammate will shoot. Say that wrong. No clusters, could be a runnable rack. Tibor opts for the 10 ball easy side shot. I think I would have tried to come a little farther to set up a 15. Right here, Joe has an easy shot on the 9 and more complicated on the 13. 13's the better choice to go first. Set up the 9. Good shot. From here, you could really make the 9 come off, leave yourself 14, 14 come off, leave yourself 15 on the side. Your 11 and 8 are going to be fun. Tibor's looking at it now. Even with the 15 on a slide and 11 down, you would almost have to come back to shoot the 8 where the 9 is, which isn't easy. Yep, and he's looking at that now, which is the correct thing to do with this kind of rack. Plan your run out, take your time. There is no clusters, nothing needs to be broken out. Okay, going for the 9 in the corner. I think he's going to set up the 14. In pull play like this, you never want straight shots. You always want a little bit of an angle so you can, you know, manipulate the cue ball to set up your next shot. I believe Joe's going to be wanting to set up the 15. He wants to make sure that he's very straight to leave Tibor so Tibor can follow and be as close to the rail, if not on the farther rail, to have the straightened shot on the 11. If he was frozen to the rail and be able to have the straightened shot on the 11 and naturally come off the far rail to set up the 8 is probably the best chance. Okay, great shot by Joe, just a little far. Okay, I believe Tibor still has the shot on the 11, which opened up. He's gonna have to come back pretty far to set up the 15. Definitely still a runnable rack. I think setting up, you know, Tibor's looking right there, setting up the 15 for the long corner shot. A little difficult to get position on the 8. Okay. Might be able to cut this 15 and then have the cue ball travel. Oh, uses the 4 as the blocker. Great shot. Kind of came off a little farther than he wanted. Joe's going to go for the 11. Might have to do a rail first to still be able to get the angle he wants to pocket this ball. Oh, close, just a little off. All right, this gives the adversaries their chance. First time to the table. Looks like Kelley's going to go first. They are on solids. Really going to want to map out their game. Their difficulties here are going to be the 5-3-8, just working around them. All of them have their own space. All of them have multiple pockets to go to. Nice manipulation by Kelley, staying in the middle of the table, leaving a lot of easy shots. I think Ronnie could have used a little more speed and maybe another inch or 2 off that rail. Kelley still has the shot on the 6. Maybe willing to make the 5 now if he wants to. Alright. Could leave Ronnie with a good shot on the 3. Could leave a cut on the 1. Still a possible out for the team. Looks like Ronnie's trying to make the 3 slowly come off to the rail and leave the 1 ball. Oh no, he played the safe. I don't believe he got it. I think Tibor can see this. But to be able to come back either behind the 5, bump into the 8, or come back and be on the other side to cut the 8 in the cross corner. From my seated position, I don't think the 8 goes off the 3, but it could be an easy carom off. Oh, Tibor attempted the 11, very close. I believe Kelley's going to have a shot on the 3. Might be too much of a cut. He's looking now. All right, he's going for the 5 and across this corner. Oh, I don't believe he got it. Same thing, leaving as a team back to the opposite team back to the table. This is going to be Joe's chance at the 11. A couple different ways to get approach on the 8. I don't see the 8 going in any of the far back corner pockets. Looks like the smart option is to set up a bank. But yet again, it could go off the 3. It could be just a simple little bump off with the right angle. I think that's what Tibor's looking at. My seed position's hard to tell. Looks like we're going to 8 in the corner. Clearly doesn't need the 3 at all. Excellent choice, bringing it to 2-1. Alternate break brings the opposite team. Looks like Ronnie's coming to break. All right, Kelley's coming up to break. All right. Looks like he went with the second ball break. Usually opens up the table pretty good. You get good movement on the 8 ball. This is a good spread. The 2 ball was able to be pocketed in the farther corner pocket. Ronnie coming to an open table doesn't really have a clear open shot. It looks like a lot of combos, a lot of just nothing straight in. Right now, being that it is an open table, he can combo with different object balls. He could do the 3-12, which I think is a smart option. I can't tell if he has an angle for the 7-5 or the 11-5. Both are plausible options right now, but I just don't see any singular ball being made straight in the pocket. Making the 3-12 is a pretty easy one. You can follow through to put the cue ball a little farther than the 3, leaving your 14 shot, leaving your 10-14, but looks like the 14's a little farther off the rail. I wouldn't go for another combo. All right, going for the 12 ball. Because it was open, now they are solids. They do have to make contact with the solid or stripe first from now on. Went a little farther just because he got a little blocked by the 9 ball. I don't believe he has the clear shot on the 14, which he was trying to leave his partner. Like Kelley's lining up the 15. Gonna kind of have to set up either a stop shot for a straight and 13. Alright, looks like he does have an angle for the 14. Comes back around, makes contact with the 9. Pushes the 9 a little farther, giving it an opportunity to be made in the corner pocket, either singular or off the 5. Was able to go by itself. Kelley's going to have the shot here. They're lining up the 13 for the next, seeing if it goes. Not sure if it was straight enough to do a exact stop shot. Not too bad. No problem. They're going to be able to follow through pretty easily for the 13 to set up a shot on the 11. Still want to leave a little bit of angle. Sadly made contact with the 5, just a little off on his cut. This is going to allow the opposite team. Looks like Joe's going to be coming to the table at solids. Has a straight end shot on the 4. Easy opportunity to manipulate the table from there. Just choices. I don't know if I would go for me sitting the 4, 3, 6 are all easy. He's going with the 3 down. Alright. This leaves Tibor a good angle to go to the 4 to set up the 5 and 7 down table. Looks like that's going to be the next route. 4 on this side, come back around. He cleaned up a good straight end shot on the 5. I think that's what Joe is going to set up here. If you have a shot on the 7 and you can just do the stop shot and long shot it down, it's there, but you always want to set up the closest shot, closest pocket if possible. Joe didn't come off the rally. Tibor does have a shot with the 7 in the side. Can do real simple follow through to set up the 6 or the 1. I think that my choice would be to set up the 6, do a stop shot on the 6, or in that area is where you want to leave the cue ball to set up the 1 in the corner, leaving the 8 in the side for your finish. The only problem here is this could be a speed shot if Tibor gets kicked off, gets juggled in the rails. Great shot on the side. Alright, Joe has the shot on the 6. This could be a natural angle 2 to bump into the 1 to create it, so you don't have to do the stop shot. That's what they're looking at now. You want to make sure you plan this right. This could go wrong if you make the 6 bump into the 1 and then set up a 1 bank that only goes where the 8 is blocking the side. You know, the 1 blocked by the 10. So a lot of things can go wrong here. It's still not as easy as you want. Like Tibor said, you want, or is lining up. You wanted the stop shot now because you have the angle. If you can do the natural, make the 6, come around and put the cue ball by the 10 ball, setting up for the 1 in the opposite corner, which I talked earlier, you still have a plausible out. All right, Joe coming up for the 6. Oh, just a little off. All right, comes back around. Coming back to the table for stripes. I believe he has the angle to make the 13, come around the back rail and still leave the 11, leave the 10, and then 8 in the side for the finish. If not, he's going for the 11 solo. We'll see here. I just think the 11 clips the 13. Nope, was able to make the 13, comes around great. Great setup for the 11. This is a natural shot for Ronnie to make their 11, come back around towards the side pocket to leave Kelley a shot. Didn't go straight, set up real nice. Kelley's going to want to float this and either come in front of the 1 or around the 1's path. You don't want to get stuck behind it, just to leave a simple 8-ball shot on the side. Kelley bobbles it, but he did block the pocket, so this is going to be a hard one. With Tibor coming to the table for the runnable easy out, it's bank the 1 right now. I don't know if I would go for the 6 to try to draw back to set up the 1 shot, but that's just my angle. All right, Tibor's going with the 6. Excellent shot. Like I said, these are way better players than me. Great setup. Joe sets up with the 1 in the cross corner. Good follow through, good setup. Even if Tibor doesn't feel confident making the cut in the side, he has a straightened shot down corner with no possibility of scratch. So whatever your personal preference here as a pool player. Which Tibor goes down table with no problem, making it 3-1. Okay, opposite breaks brings Tibor and Joe back to the table. Looks like Joe's racking and setting up his break. Alright, sorry, just had to step away for a second. I believe Joe broke and was able to make a ball, and they're going to be going with solids. And Tibor has already pocketed 1. I believe he tried to make this 7, setting up the 2. Came a little farther than he wanted, is now blocked by the 12. I think the 8 came down and blocked the 1-4. I'm not sure if Tibor has the window to see the sliver of the 5. Amazing on what just a couple inches can do. Alright, let's see what we got here. I mean, if he can see it and has the window and can just make contact with the 5, looks like Tibor's going to go with the jump. The 2 ball is a straight jump. You're going straight over the 12 at about 6 inches. With Tibor's size, this would be pretty easy. Anyone else would be stretching to be at the mid-table. Or he's looking to jump the 1 ball. Nope. Okay. Decisions. All right, coming back for the 2. Lines up, straight in. Towering over the table. Oh, great contact with the 2. Legal a hit. But sadly rattled in the pocket and did not go. Good leave though. Looks like the cue ball traveled close enough to the 13 to close up a lot of the opportunities to pocket at the stripes. Kelley going over options now. You could shoot the 11 down. Going for a safe. Make contact with 11 and come back and freeze to the 13. No, he wants to come all the way back. Okay. Called safe. Joe coming back to the table with a solid. Does have an angle for the 2 in the side, it looks like, but the cue ball will have to travel a little farther around to set up the 1 or the 4. Great shot. Oh, just gets rattled off from the nipple. Ronnie coming back to the table for the stripes. Setting up for the 9. Oh, just sadly bobbled off. Ended up hitting the rail and not straight in. Tibor coming back to the table with solids. Has an opportunity to make the 2 easily, or can take a more difficult shot on the 4. I think with the 2 ball you're so far around that you would have to come around the table with the cue ball to create your next shot. If you can cut the 4 ball and try to hit it into the 5 to break stuff up like he did, and made the 2 set up the 5, which was a great shot. Left his opponent good. Joe has a good shot on the 5. Is going to be, have to draw back either between the window or all the way where the 8 is to set up the 1. You could go farther than that. From the angle I see, you could come back on the other side of the 13 and leave this as a cut shot in the side almost. But that's a lot of movement. We'll see here. Joe lines up with the 5. Great shot. Coming down just a little farther than he wanted. Tibor returns to the table. He can see the 1. A little farther than he wanted. I'm not sure if there's the window between the 15 and the 13 to be made in the corner. Looking now. Now it's going to be a pretty 90-degree cut, cutting it in the side. If that's planned right, you plan the cue off the back rail to come and bump into the 8 to create your 8 shot. The 8 right now is being blocked on both pockets. Tibor with an excellent attempt. Sadly, the 1 did bobble, but he was able to knock the 8 off the corner and set it up. Coming to the table now, I believe the run out for the stripes is very possible. There is no clusters. The 10 goes, 13. It looks like he's setting up now for the 9 ball. Nope. Looks like the 12 goes straight in. No, 11. And 9. Make them both. Make your teammate work. I don't think that was planned, but it happens. A lot of the times in a situation like that, when you have a ball hanging, I try to leave it. It's your safety ball, and I know he was doing the same. Ronnie calls a safe. He's trying to make contact with the stripe and then hide all area with the 8. Or all area for them to be able to see the 1. Alright, let's see what we have here. Joe's looking at the kick right now, kicking off the rail, making contact with the 1 sitting in the cross corner. Too far of a distance to jump. You would have to be coming into the 1 and you would just jump off the table. Alright, kick attempt. Good contact with the 1, was able to rattle out of the side, got lucky there. Looks like the 1's coming down and gonna set up nicely and block a lot of the stripes. Kelley does have a good opportunity and setup here to make the 12 and manipulate the cue ball to set up a run. It looks like the problem ball now is your 13. Your 13's blocked by your 1, by your 8. Kelley has great cue position, was able to set and take care of 13 now. And I think that's the smarter choice if Ronnie feels confident, because you're leaving the easy 10, you know, I wouldn't go for the 10 now. Let's see what we got, 13. Great shot. I think he went a little farther than he wanted, and he's going to leave a combo. I don't know if the angle's there to make the 10 by itself without doing a little masse. This is not what you want. By comboing into the 10, you're going to send the stripe in the opposite side of the table, blocked by your 8 and 1. No, he had the angle. Okay. This sets up Ronnie nicely to do the same, to either cut into the side or down table, player's preference. Naturally kind of gets the setup, can't be blocked. Kelley's stepping to the table. Yeah. And gonna have a good shot on the 8. All right. Takes the win, making the score 3-2. Gonna go ahead and take a second, talk about some of our sponsors. Si Senor, serving up some of the best, finest Mexican food in our area since 1984. They have the best chips and multiple salsas. Their green salsa there is my personal favorite. They're located at 1551 East Loman Avenue, Las Cruces. They're open Sunday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. If you ever need to call ahead, their telephone number is 575-527-0817. All right, Kelley is setting up the break here. Alternate breaks. Looks like, I believe Ronnie is coming up to break. Very nice. Ronnie opting with the middle ball break. Has a good spread. I don't believe anything went down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so nothing was made. Tibor and Joe are going to walk the table. Probably going to want to talk this over a little bit. You do have a little bit of a cluster on the 11-2-3. I believe the 7-3 is a makeable combo. Walking to the table, Joe can see the 6 very easy as the first solid to make. He also can see the 13 on the side, so taking your time here. Being blocked by the 11 is really that ball you're going to have to concern a breakout on for the break and run.
Checking to see what it was.
I almost like the 13 on this side. It leaves a good shot to set up the 14, the 10, the 12. Your 9's pocketed, down table, your oh, I have my numbers wrong, I'm sorry. 14 would have been a good pocket table. So it does look like they're going to go that route as well. Joe made the 13 in the side, Tibor walking up. So right now their trouble ball is that 11. He actually is in a good position right now to make the 12 come, draw back 2 rails and try to break out the 11 and leave the shot in the corner, but it's a wish. I think I might try to make a couple more balls, do a safe later on along the line. A good safe would be to touch a stripe and make the 6, blocking it behind that cluster of solids, but we'll see. Great shot by Tibor. Comes around 2 rails, sets up either the 10 or the, I believe the 14. We're going to say the turquoise stripe, not blue. Their Cyclops pool balls sometimes can be a little off at this angle. Okay. Joe looking to come back and leave the 10 or shoot the 10 now. Lots of options. Conversating on the right path. Still going down to that 11 as your trouble ball. Alright, going for the 12. Could be doing a breakout right here. Yep, goes for it. Gets over, gets enough. Sadly, didn't get 100% what he wants. I believe Tibor could still bank the 9 off the 6. I don't think the 11 goes after the 6. The 3 ball followed and blocked his path to the 10, to the 12. He's looking at the 9 right now too. So this is a makeable shot. Could really hit off the 6, so it gives him a little more angle. Oh, great shot. Great hit. Sadly, the 6 ball gets kicked back and locks up the 11. No reward there. Alright. Not sure if Joe has the window to cut the sliver and make it between the 1-4 and just do a cue ball follow to set up the 10. It's really what he's looking here. I think he has that. Leaving the opponent the angle to make the 10, follow through, and try to hit that 11 cluster ball out. Great shot. Great opportunity. All right, Tibor coming to the table, has the 10 in the side. Not really sure if he's going to have the follow through and be able to come off the back rail, hit the 11. Lots of things here, not sure. Not sure if there's a safety play to be done right here with the 11 and not even go for the 10. It's hard watching this sometimes. I'm in the league pool mentality of I want to make as many of my balls as I can just to get the points, but in a team match like this, it's real strategic that you just want to get back to the table. Tibor had a good shot. Sadly, it sounded like a little bit of a miscue. Now it wasn't, not sure if it was 100% of what he wanted. He was able to come off the rail, make contact, but I think he wanted the cue ball to travel a little farther. Kelley has a long full table shot on the 3. He's lining up for now. I think he's gonna miss this, and oh no, goes in. I figured with the rail first it might have bobbled in the jaws, got lucky. Looks like Ronnie still has a good angle to make either the 6 or the 2. Don't think he's gonna have to combo either of them. Should be able to make one of them clear. He's going for the 6, he'll go around table. 1, 2 rails, comes back around. Great shot. A little farther than he wanted, but it looks like the 4 might have to be banked back 2 into the side, so that might be something to consider now. Looks like Kelley's lining up the 2 cut and maybe position on the 4, which he did. Great shot. Alright, so Ronnie is looking at a 4 ball down. Try to kind of pop off the rail and either set up a 5 in the corner, cross corner, or a 1 back in the corner. I think right now I tried to do the 4 and set up the 5, stop shot on the 5 to leave the 1. Your 1 you really want to have good position on to either draw back enough to have the shot on the 7 or the angle to go around to have the shot back on the 7. Okay. Ryan did a good attempt, got kicked out. Looks like Joe's going to be blocked by the 1-8, no visual line on the 11. He is going to be able to see the 10. He possibly could cut this in the side and go forward off the short rail, or cut it in the long corner and try to draw back between the window of the 1-8 or around the 1-8. We'll see here. Doesn't look like he's going that route at all. Gonna cut down, jump off the far side, and set up the 11 cut. Great shot. Was rewarded very well. Could have got a little, you know, cute. Tibor still has the angle. This is a makeable cut. Want to make sure you either come into the 8 to set up your shot or avoid it and make the 8 in the same pocket, which I think you would want to do. The problem is if you come back wrong and leave the 8 where it doesn't go where the 4 or 5 is, or only goes in the side. So preparations on the shot. Tibor takes the time, gets the bridge, comes up very nice. Great cue ball speed and control to set up Joe with the same pocket 8-ball shot, which he calls. Successfully making and changing the score to 4-2. Alright, alternate break. Joe is setting it up. I want to give a shout out to Old West El Paso Construction. Does a wide variety of high quality general contract work, great quality prices. Contact them at 915-217-8471. for all your general contract work, and they'll be willing to help you out in a jiffy. All right, back up. Looks like Joe's coming up to the break. I believe they're just taking a little breather for a second. All right, Joe comes up to the braid, sadly with a scratch. I don't believe he made anything else. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe a solid went down as well. Ball in hand for Kelley. Opted for stripes, has a good setup on the 12. Ronnie's lining it up to come up. Real slow shot here, could set up the 11 and the cross side, which he did excellent. I believe Kelley looking here on his next shot. Yeah, setting up the 11. Leaving the 10, also could set up the 14 cut. Both of these are good options. I can't tell on the angle of the 9 if it passes the 8 in one of the far corner pockets. It does look like it does, so it's not a trouble ball. Doesn't need to be broken out, just good position play. If that is true, you would almost want to leave your 14 as the last stripe, then 9, then 8 out. So I believe that Ronnie's going that route, going to shoot the 10, come off the rail to set up the 12. But they're talking it over now. Okay. Yeah, looks like he's going that route. Real slow, good contact with the 10, leaves an angle on the 12. Kelley could come off the back rail, 2 rails. He could draw back, whatever he feels personally comfortable to. He's going to want to set up the 14 with a little bit of angled so that Ronnie's going to have an opportunity to leave the cue ball there. Great thought, good attempt. Sadly, the execution wasn't there and the 15 bobbled. This is going to give an opportunity for Tibor and Joe to come back to the table at solids. No clusters, everything opens. Tibor has a good shot on the 7. Everything really can go from here. The 2, 1, 4, all open, tabled. 5, 7, 8, all have pockets. I play different. I like to do the 2 here and try to get the 4, 1 and get those out of the way, middle table, and not do long shots. But yet again, it's going to go to the player's personal preference. If you feel more comfortable with a long shot, a long cue ball movement, it's going to come down to your choice. with that kind of movement, it leaves Tibor to go to the 5, set up the 6, and come back around for the 1-4, I believe. I'm not sure if he has the comfortable 4 shot on the side that he wanted. It's almost too steep of an angle. But again, I have the commentator's chair and seat. I can't see everything right. Angles are different to me, so sometimes it's surprising what they can get away with. Alright, with this 5 ball, you either have to roll it really, really slow, keeping the cue ball on that side to leave the 6, or you have to hit it hard enough to plan to zigzag to come off the other side and leave the 6. Your other option, make your 5, draw back, and you know, set up the 4 or 1 and try to get on. And I'm saying it wrong, I believe it's the 6. Yeah, the 6. Which Tibor opted for. A little too close to position play. You know, kissing cousins, what can I say? They're not touching, they're close. I believe they're frozen together. I think your only option here is safe. Contact with the 6 and try to be at an angle to block behind the 8, which Tibor's instructing now. Which is a good choice. You could go for the crazy make and kick back the 4 into the side, which is extremely hard and wishful. So this is the smart choice. Good push. Kind of got kicked, I believe, on the wrong side that he wanted of the 6. By putting in the cue ball on the other side, the 8 would have blocked out the 15. So I'm not sure now. It looks like he has a straight shot on the 14. He could either cut this on, bump it off the 4. Let's see what Ronnie's going for here. Oh, goes straight shot. Oh, had a great attempt and gets bumped off and just left in the jaws. Alright, Tibor returning to the table. The 4 is now a trouble ball. Doesn't go because of the 14, the 15. Your choices here, cut your 1 and leave the 4 as your long cut back and set up the 6. The 6 is cuttable, but it's very, very sharp and come back down table. Looks like Tibor's opting with the 1 to set up the 4 down table. Great shot, great speed control, really setting his partner up nicely. I'm not sure how straight this is, if Joe's going to be able to cut it and just follow through to set up the 6, if he's going to have to do a little manipulation and try to push or stun the cue ball a little over on the other side of the 8 and the 9 to leave the 6 ball shot. Both are pliable options. Oh, goes for the 4, leaves great shape, but sadly bobbles. Getting rewarded here a little bit with the leave. Not sure if Kelley's going to be able to walk to the table and see any of the stripes easily makeable. If he has the sliver on the 9, it's possible to do the combo here and do the 9-14, which I believe he's looking at. If not, you're going to be doing a kick into the 14 and attempting to pot the ball that way. Alright, he's going with the 9-14 combo, a good choice. With a little bit of speed control, the cue should go 2 rails, setting up the 15 nicely. The only downfall of this is the 9 can get pinched by a rail where it has to be banked, doesn't be able to be cut in the side, doesn't go where the 4 is, so really creating Ronnie something to create for the 9 ball now. You need the cross back at it. You can't just simply stop the cue ball where the 15 is anymore. So could do rail first, make the 15 and put a ton of spin to try to go 2 more rails and get on the back side of the 9 to have the cut in the same pocket as the 15. But that would be a lot of English and a lot of hope. But it's possible. I'll see what he's lining up here. Another option is make the 15 to a safe where you leave the cue ball right there, leaving them no shot on the 4 and a shot on the 6 is their safe opportunity. Not sure if that's something you want to do. The caliber of these players, a lot of those kind of shots are just, you know, hoping. There's always an attempt that it can be made. So we'll see here. You know, he could do the same thing. He could hit the 9 and very, very softly freeze it behind it, trying to block the angle of the 6 and 4. But that just very, very slow, soft spot. Yep. Thin cut, hope to kid it off and go on the side. Not sure if the angle's there. Alright, Ronnie's coming for his attempt. I think he's going to try to go around the table. Rail first on the 15. Oh, draws it back. Excellent draw. Did the full table. Gave his partner an opportunity to make the 9. Yet again, the 8 ball does go. It looks like in both pockets, but to be able to set it up is going to be a little hard. You're almost going to have to put a little forward on this so you don't hit off the side nipple and come back in the opposite side and scratch like he did. Excellent shot though. So Ronnie has an opportunity to make this, but the problem is this is a straight shot, no give. Hits the rail, it'll bobble and could bobble behind the 4 and lock it. Hits the 4 and could just bobble right out. So okay, double checking the lineup here for the win. Oh, I think Ronnie got a little excited and pulled at the last minute. Sadly, the 8 fell in the wrong pocket, resulting in a loss. This will put Tibor and Joe at 5-2 to Ronnie. Alternate break. Looks like Ronnie and Kelley will be up next to break. The pressure of that shot was there just because it had to go by itself. There was, you know, a credit card of distance on each side. I'm going to take a moment, go and talk about another one of our sponsors, Striker Shooting Worlds, offering all kinds of different guns and ammo. You can go get your concealed carry training. They do have an indoor shooting range for all your hobbies and upkeep and training that you need. Outstanding service. They're located at 415 South Valley Drive, Las Cruces. They're open Monday through Friday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Their number is 575-523-2424. I apologize on that. All right, Ronnie and Kelley come up to the break. Kelley had an excellent break with the 10 ball was being pocketed. Good spread here, but with the cue ball being left at the far table, nothing really clearly open. Unless he has a good shot on this 7 long cut down, that's a good start to the solids. Good attempt, a little bobble out, but this is going to put 3 solids very easily makeable. The 5's makeable, the 7 goes, the 2 has it. The only one right now that would be a trouble ball is your full ball. It goes, but if you get hooked behind the 9-14 cluster, it could make you a little bad of a day. Not sure if that was what Tibor wanted. I think he wanted to be a little more on the rail and a straighter in shot for Joe on the 3. It's still there, but the possibility of caroming into the 1 and losing the 1 ball shot is now a possibility, which happens. I believe Tibor still has the angle and opportunity to make this 1 come off and set up the 5 ball nicely, or try to make the 1 come off and start making the balls on the opposite side of the table and leave for your 5 for your 5-8 out. You know, with the 8 that close to the side, the 5 can be made in the corners, easy setup on the 8. So the question is, can you go from the 1-7 right here? Very possible. Little low left, kind of 1 rail off, kind of come right between the 15 and the 7, leaving just enough opportunity to make it. If the cue ball's there, you can follow the 7 in, leaving the 4 in a shot, leaving the 2 in the side. I mean, lots of opportunities, so we'll see where they decide to go with this. Alright, Tibor makes the 1, coming back down table. Ooh, got lucky there. 1 inch on the other side, he would have been blocked by the 15, leaving Joe no choice but to go for the 5. Alright, Joe having the opportunity on the 7 here to really make sure you're getting shape. You either want to draw back and avoid the 2 and try to set up the 4, or bump the 2 and create a shot. Alright, great shot, comes back. It looks like it's a bad lead, but it's still an opportunity. The 2 can be cut down. Because of the 9-14 so close, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to draw back at all. I think it'll have to be a follow-through shot. Alright, Tibor lines up, shoots the 14, gets a nasty kick off the 15, and the cue was thrown into the side for a scratch. I believe that's one of our first scratches tonight in actual play other than in breaking. Just shows the precision of these players tonight and accuracy that they bring. Okay, Kelley coming to the table, ball in hand. Only thing that we're going to look at trouble-wise is going to be your 9-14. Going to be something you will probably want to break out right now. I'm not sure if just making the 9 and going forward is going to be enough. You want to push that 14 out of the rail. No? Okay. Both of these players work very well together. Ronnie has a couple different options here. Looks like he can go for the 12 ball, try to go real slow and set up the 14 for the side or corner. Oh no, he's drawing back and leaving it in the exact same corner. Excellent lead for his partner. Kelley coming back to the table. Let's see if he's able to make it in the same pocket. Really can set up the 13, has a easy pocket to go, which will set up the 11. The 15 I think goes, and the 2's not going to be a problem, but from where I'm sitting, maybe that 2 is a little more of a problem. We'll see here if they start going around to try to break it out. Yeah, it doesn't look that way. I think he wanted to come a lot farther here. This is leaving Kelley a hard opportunity. This is a cuttable 11, but it's going to send the cue ball all the way around the table, maybe even 3 rails to get back to out of position. And this is only if the 15 goes. If that 2 hinders it, he would have wanted a different shape to be on a different side. Yep, there he goes. He's looking at it now. I think He's a little off. This is going to be a hard one. Just to make sure you avoid the side. There's a little bit of competition and hinder on your thought process. Okay, sets up for the thin cut on the 11. Oh, he tried to get fancy with it and go real soft and go off of it. Which would have been cool, but he went to left his partner a shot. I don't think it created anything on the 15, and he might have had to do that because the 15 didn't go. So this is coming back to the table now for Joe and Tibor. Looks like Joe's going to have to cut the 5 ball, put enough on it that the cue ball travels, and I would try to make contact with the 2 where it makes the 11. I know he put the speed on it, wanted the angle, was a little off, and sadly went directly into the pocket and drained. Alright, Ronnie's going to set up a simple stop shot here, setting up a clear line of sight for the 11. 8 set up for an easy tap in the side for the win. Alright, Kelley coming to the table here. Really, the only thing that could go wrong, miscue, get locked behind the 2, scratch, something really bad. Which I think he might have done. Nope, I believe Ronnie can still see it, a millimeter off, and he would have been blocked. Alright, take the win. Putting it 5-3. Alright, Kelley up at the table. Going for stripes, good shot, good setup. Might have just blocked the 13, sadly, with the six ball just, you know, bumping up right next to it. I don't believe as Ronnie has the angle here to break it out. Setting up the 15 ball or 9 ball, it looks like. I don't believe he has the angle to make the 15 behind the 2. I think this would be a good opportunity to do a safe, do it into the 13 where the 13 is blocked by the 7. The 8 blocks everything to do it. That's what he's looking at real quick. Good shot, came off too far, left the 6 ball. Alright, Joe's going to have an opportunity to follow through 2 rails, come back, and leave Tibor pretty set up for a lot of these solids in the side. Draw back and try to set up the 4-2. Both of those are plausible options right now. Alright, setting up for the 6. Sadly it bobbles. Blocked the pocket though, so now Ronnie coming back, the 15, he would have to follow it through to be able to make it. If not, he's doing the 2 play where he was trying to make the 6 and leave him behind. A little bit of rush, a little bit of, I don't know, missed it. All right, Tibor come to the table, opportunity to make the 6 ball. Gonna have to come around to set up his partner with a shot in the side. The problem with the shot on the side here is I would have tried to make it as clear as possible just to make the 2 ball. Now coming to the 4-2, the 4-7, the combo, the carom to the 1-7 is, you know, the one I'm weird, but I would feel more comfortable in. All right, Joe lining up. Great shot. Okay, Tibor has a good shot on the 2. Could follow it and try to set up the 1. It doesn't. Looks like the 1 goes in the opposite side. You might even be able to play the 3 ball here if he has the angle. That's what he's gonna do. Lots of spin here. Gets on the other side. Great job. I think he had the 2 first setup, either the 3 or the 1. Both of them were plausible. Looking at the table now, the 8 is still locked up. It does look like it'll go, but the cue ball position to get there, you'll have to be pretty set up right where the 12 ball is. I think the 15 hinders it from the opposite corner. Alright, Joe setting up to make the 5. Could do a stop shot to set up the 4. Alright. Tibor has good position to shoot the 4 and really try to get that shape on the 1, unless they're trying to leave the 1 as their breakout ball. Both are going to be rough choices. Yet again, to be set up on the 8 is what you really want to plan for here. I think the 9 blocks the 3 from the side. You would have to be on the far side to make it in the same pocket as the 4 or cross corner if you really sneak up to the rail from this shot right now. Tibor keeps going back and looking at this 1. I believe if you had the right angle, you could shoot the 1 and do a breakout on the 8 and leave yourself the shot on the 3 to hope to get angle on it if you create that shot. Alright, shooting the 4. Soft, comes around. I think he did both here. He set up where a possible 1 shot to break up the 8. A 3 ball shot can go down. This 1-8 is going to be a little tricky. Alright, Joe aiming on the 1. Let's see what he has planned here. 2 different ways. Go and try to break up the 8 or don't and just set up a 3 ball shot that can be easily drawn back. Joe attempted a shot in the corner there. Alright, Kelley coming to the table looking at his stripe options. Possible to make the 9 ball here, come to the far ball, set up the 13, draw back off to the 9 ball and into the 8 ball now. This is a smart choice. Play the 12, try to come off and break up the 8 ball now, leaving your 9 in the side. Excellent ideas, just the execution is not there. The shot bobbled and was rattled out. Tibor coming back to the table. He has an easy shot on the 1. Good setup for the 3. And this goes both ways. You could shoot the 3 and have an easy setup on the 1-8. Tibor was reaching over and moved the 1. By rule, he has to inform the opponent. The opponent has the option to leave it there or move it back. Ronnie moved it back. Tibor was able to make the 1 ball. Joe coming to the table for a 3 ball shot. Can't really tell if his angle is clear to follow through 2 rails and be able to set up or try to draw back. You really want to be about where his hand is with the cue ball to set up his 8. He had the angle, was able to come 1 rail, leaves Tibor with a pretty straight in cue ball shot, or 8 ball shot. Pushing the win to 6-3. Another one of our sponsors, Anthea Sosa Roofing and Construction. All your roofing, painting, and now offering solar. They have outstanding work in customer service. You can always contact Mark Anthony at 575-288-5615. With as much sun we're getting right now, I always think solar is the way to go, so give him a call. Ronnie is going and setting up for the break. Let's see if he can make a ball. This is a race to 11, putting Tibor Joe just about you're halfway there. Right, good break, good contact. Doesn't look like anything's gonna drop. Also looks like we have a cluster. Well, I guess something did fail. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't see. No. Looks like a solid win. Yep. Okay, so we do have a cluster on the table of the 9, 15, 8, which kind of blocks your 4 ball. Coming to the table for a solid shoot, you do have contact on the 5, the 3. Looks like Kelley's looking to start with the 13. You can go around the table and get more set up for another shot on a strike. Most of the stripes are open. Yet again, you do have your trouble ball on your 9 and your 15, which are going to have to be created. But by creating those shots, you would have an 8. Does look like we had a miscue, or just a miscue, no chalk on the tip from Ronnie. Sadly, didn't do what it wanted and kicked in the side. This will result in a ball in hand. With the solids right now, they have 2 different options. Create the 8 ball by a breakout right now and do the run, or plan and run to a safe and let your opponent team come back to the table to break out. Joe coming to the table, has a good access on the 3. Can probably do a rail first, kind of get a little kick off, come around and hopefully lead the 5 and not get blocked by the 9, which he did perfect. Joe went for it, and just sadly the stretching wasn't there. No, little off, just had a bobble. This is going to give the adversary team back to the table. Kelley going for the 11 open stripes all around. Gonna come back around. Ronnie's gonna really be able to take his time here. I think I would shoot the 9, kind of carry him back, set up the 15 or 14, or vice versa. Go 10, set up the 12 or the 14. Great shot on the 9, comes back a little farther than I think he wanted, making the 6 ball. Not sure if this is going to leave his teammate a clear shot. I don't think the 10 goes with the 14. I don't think the 15 goes. I think you either have to bank the 12 or do a safe here and block the 8. There's a good save, left Tibor with a hard attempt to kick at the 8. Sadly wasn't able to, resulting in the ball in hand. Ronnie's going to come back, going for the 12. Yeah. Okay. Leaving lots of options for Kelley. He's able to do the 10, can come down rail, can go around table, can just stop it there, set up the 14. You know, with the 14 there, Ronnie can follow, leaving the 15 and the side and the back corner. Both opponents this game seem to be a little rushing. We've had several more bobbles or wobbles or I don't know what to say. This game more than any other match. Joe coming to the table with it looks like going to be an 8-ball bank attempt. I'm not sure if this is going to have to go rail first and then hit the 14 to be remade. A save could be played by hitting the 8, coming back and trying to freeze by the 14 and just so close that they don't have a shot. Good shot here, sadly with the contact of the 14, it really set it up for an easy shot in the corner. Kelley coming to the table. He does want to make sure that he's able to pocket and set up the next one without sending the 8 somewhere crazy, pocketing the 8, or hiding himself behind the 8. Okay, yet again, Ronnie walking with confidence, looks like he can see it. Second guessing proves that it might be a little more than we think. All right, let's see what we got here. Excellent try. Bobbled in the jaws, was kicked out, got kicked by the cue ball as well. So this is going to leave a long full table shot for Tibor. I think he's a little too far on the inside to try to do the thin cut and make it in the corner. This is probably going to have to be a bank attempt, but yet again, these players are very, very capable. He's calling it. He's going for the thin to win. And executes perfectly. Oh, without the scratch. Puts them to 7-3 with the cut. Surgeon status. Okay, they are racking. I am going to have to use restroom break. It will be silent for a minute or two. Best of luck to each adversary. Oh, Kelley and Ronnie had a good run on the stripes. Looks like they are solids. Looks like he had a little bobble right there in the 2. Giving Joey and Tibor a chance to come back to the table. Looks like they're solids. He has a good shot on the 9 here. Just because of the easiness of the 9, if you can pocket the 13, you go for it. If not, use the 9 as your setup ball. Great shot, good speed control, comes off, leaving Tibor a good attempt to make the 14 and create the next shot. Only trouble ball here is really the 10 ball. Tibor might have a chance right now to make the 10 ball all the way down. I think that's what he's looking at. It looks like it's going to have to be a cut shot all the way down. Might be able to make the 14 real soft, inside English, come back off. Leaving the 10 ball possibility to be cut all the way down. Now you want to be careful here because you do have to leave the 13. It does look like the 2 is blocked by the 11, so you're going to have to set up the 13 as your next shot. Sadly, just a little off, a little bobbled by Joe. Ronnie coming to the table with an easy shot on the 1. Good setup to run the rack here. Even though he had bad position on the 7, he still has good shape on the 6. You could come around the 6, set up the 2 ball to create the 7-8 out, which is going to be your only option now. Rule being that it's within an inch, the cue ball couldn't travel forward, so if Kelley wanted to make the 7, he would have to jack up and draw back with the cue ball not traveling past the tangent line. I think he's looking at here, you almost have to make the 6, go forward into the rail and come off in between the 13-11 to create your 2-ball shot, which he was able to do. He did bump into the 13. Luckily, I think he still left the shot to Ronnie to have an angle, cut the 2, come between the window of the 13-11. He didn't get the window he wanted. He came back with the bobble, or with the bump into the 13. It's going to leave a lot longer of a shot of the 7. Natural angle here kind of will come back off, can set up the 8 ball, and a couple different options here. You have both side pockets, both longer corners. Does look like the 10 and 13 might block the downside corners. We'll see. Okay, good shot on the 7. Set him up a little more in the middle than I think I would have wanted. I think a little harder, it would have been easier to make the 8 in one of the sides. He might have the angle that he's looking at to go in between the 10 and the 11. You do have to make sure you don't scratch in the side here. Nothing easy. This is not going to be a gimme, but is possible a shot. Great shot on the 8. Gets the win, bringing it to 4-7. All right, we are going to take our in-minute break. I am going to be putting on the big ads. Okay, guys, welcome back. Got it all off and all set up. Joe and Tibor coming to the table for solids. Joe had a good attempt on the 4, just a little off on his cut and wasn't able to go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like Kelley's coming to the table with stripes. Gonna have a couple trouble balls here. Looks like he was aiming to bank the 12 into the 8, 14 or 15. It's hard to see the colors from this angle. All right, going for the 12. Maybe a simple drawback here. Try to leave the 10. Create the 11, 15, I believe. Alright, shooting the 11 in the cross side, coming to come back around, leave the 15 in a long cut. Now right here, you're really going to have to start thinking of your options of creating that 8 ball. You're going to either have to hit the 9 and carry them off to make it, or the 15 right now, which Ronnie is going. You could hit this all the way down, carry them off the other stripe, which I believe is the 14, make the 15. And open it, which wasn't possible there, but by making it, you still have another opportunity here, giving Kelley the opportunity to go into the 9 now. So I believe it's the 9-14. You still have a trouble ball, which I believe is the 12, which is locked by the 2-6, which will have to be banked. Okay. Now it looks like you could bank back and make your ball here. It's always a little iffy doing that because you're going back into the 8. You wouldn't want to have some kind of crazy kiss, double kick out, anything crazy where the 8 has a possibility to go. Don't really see any ironclad safes. I mean, if you could freeze behind the 8 and the striped, so where it was just frozen where you couldn't even shoot the 4, but all right, let's see what we got. Coming with the back bank. Just a little off, gonna break things out, but not making anything. It did break out the 8 ball, but not in the way you want. Now the 8 ball is only going to be able to be pocketed where the 4 ball is, but it is a pocketable ball. All the solids look good. You do have a cluster with the 1-6 being frozen. Now Tibor, I don't know if he wanted to try to do that. That makes it almost a little bit of a harder angle to get onto the 8 ball now. I mean, you can make the 4, set up the 7, 1, 6, 5, but to get far enough past the 13 to have the angle to cut the 8 where the 4 is extremely hard. So now I think we're gonna see an 8 being broke out a little more. I believe Joe's going for the combo. Good to get out now. Combos are always iffy. You could always get kicked off where the 1, you know, just doesn't get a pocketable pocket. I believe right here Tibor's going to go into the 13-8, you know, and just break things out. Now's the time to do it, because you really, by having the 1, by having the 4, you're leaving yourself a chance, or 7, a chance to leave a shot, which he was. I mean, the 1 is still at a pocketable ball, creating a run out. Not the easiest of shots. one you don't want to miss. The 13, 14 are now easily positioned. Great shot on the 1. See how far he comes back. Not sure if the 8 is blocking the line of sight to the 4. It looks that way. Looks like Tibor's going to go with an inside cut to the side. Come back around, leaving Joe a shot in the 4. I think I would just do a real small stop shot and try to leave your teammate the shot of the 8 in the side. Bumps the 8 out. Got lucky it went far enough that the 13's not hindering the line of sight. Tibor takes aim and takes it down for another win, bringing it to 8-4. All right, alternate Joe break. Looks like Joe is racking them up, ready to go. Looks like he's setting up for the middle ball break. Good contact. Let's see if the 5 goes around. No, 1 doesn't go. No. All right, so we have a dry break. Opponent's turn to come to the table. No straight in, easy shot. You have a straight in on the 9 down table, but yet again, it's a far shot. The 13's hanging in a pocket. It does look like the only cluster I can see is the 2-11. It does look like the 11 would be able to go if the 5 wasn't there, so. Not an easy runnable rack, but options are there. Looks like Kelley's taking aim on the 9 ball. Can either go full rail, which he did, coming back around. Leaving his teammate a shot on the 14, the 11. Looks like Ronnie's going with 11 in the side, breaking out the clustered stripe so far, which is a good option this early in the match. Okay, everything's pretty open, pretty out. You really need to plan your 10 ball now. The 10 ball can be made, and I believe it's only going to be the side. Kelley's planning options now to either go 2 rails and come back into the 10 ball, go short. I think he's going to try to come into this 10 now. Nope. Might have left it a little straight. Not sure if Ronnie's going to be able to get the angle to come back on the inner side of the 10 for the shot in the side. Coming around. Nope. All right. Made contact, left contact. Kelley still has a shot on the 13. Should be able to draw out, but yet again, no definite run right now. The 10 ball still only goes in the one side. I don't believe you could cut it in any other corner. All right. Now Kelley needs to make sure that he doesn't clip a solid and get locked behind the solids. Sadly, I think that is what happened. I don't believe he left a shot for Ronnie to even see the 10 or the 12, so it looked like it's going to be a kick. Okay. I believe Ronnie's trying to go off the 7 and called the 10. Great idea, great execution. I just a little off. Bobbled in both pockets. Even though you would have left a hard shot, I think the 13 would have been seeable and a makeable ball for Kelley. All right, Tibor coming to the table with a cut on the 7. Going back to the middle table, leaving Joe as set up on the 3 or the 1, or I'm not sure if you can see the 2 at this angle or if it's a smart option. I think I go 1, follow through, come back up to set the 4 just to get them out of the way. They're taking their time to talk it over as a team during the match, just to plan it out. Each team can do this once per match. Smart choice. This rack can be run many different ways, like Tibor's pointing off there. You could go 4 first, around the table, try to get a better angle on the 3, the 6, the 2. Okay, I think we're going to see a simple follow through. No, comes back. Didn't opt for the 4 next. I think set up the 2 ball, which is a good choice. Tibor, if he has any kind of angle, could stun it to set up the 6 or just draw back for the 3. Well, Tibor had more angle, was able to come around, leaving the 4. I think Joe's just set up to make the 4 down and do a simple follow through. For my table seating, I think you would try to sign up the 6 next, but if the 3 goes, I almost would do the stop shot on the 3 right now, which Tibor's opting for. You want to set up a little angle on the 6, just so you don't have to rely on your drawback. You know, Joe should be able to middle ball, come off the back rail, and leave an 8 in the same pocket very easily. I think he overthought that a lot. Mistake on his part. Or unless I think the 5 was the 13. Anyway, it could have been. Tibor has the angle. He's able to come the 1 rail, set up the 8 excellently, like I said. Joe calling the 8 in the side and making, bringing it to 9-4. Nine-4, alternate break. It looks like it's going to be Kelley and Ronnie getting ready. Going to shout out to some of our sponsors. Dave Hamburgers, they've been with us since 1932, 4 long generations run. Awesome hamburger homemade style hamburgers and sides. They're located at 295 North Main Street, Las Cruces. You can always call them ahead with any questions on the menu at 575-523-8665. All right, Kelley coming back for the break, trying to see if he can change the turns, get a couple wins on their side. Good break. Goes for the second ball break, sends the 8 around the table. I did hear something go down, so I believe we got a stripe. Yep. Open table, several easy pocketable balls. 4 is a straight in shot. Might have the angle on the 10 to be cut in as well. You know, right? Yep. Okay, going with the solid, your breakout is going to have to be the 1 ball. I think you're going to go for it right now. Come around, break out, good little push. You have a shot on the 5, but you did create the frozen 7-1. I can't seal you from my seated position if it's going to go. I think this is going to have to be broken out. I think it's something the 11 blocks. Because of that, it could be a safety play. But if it does go around the 11 or rail first, 11 in. It's really on how you hit the 7 to get the correct spin on the 1 to pocket it. Not sure if Kelley's going to go for this now or go for the 4 and draw back to create up something better. I don't see the safe at the angles here of clipping a solid and making the 11, freezing the cue behind the solids is your safety. You know, your 15, 10, not having a cuttable angle to make either one. Opting for the combo. Great shot, great thing. It went right around, just bobbled in the pocket. Would have had a good opportunity to run out if that would have went. Does make a trouble ball for the opposite team now. It's the 11. Joe coming to the table. Looks like he can make the 12 come around and try to set up a 15-10 combo to get the angle to cut the 10 solo. I don't know if that's a viable option. This 11 will go. You do have to play it right with the correct speed, and they're tricky shots. Alright, by doing that, he did block the 6 ball with the 11. I don't think the 8 gives a... Oh, looks like Ronnie has this shot on the 7, calling in the corner. Not, it would have been a bank on the 4. Just a little off. Played it nice as a twofer where it comes back around and blocks and locks the 11 again. Tibor coming to the table with a straight-in shot on the 12, opting for the opportunity to make the 15-10. Oh, he went for a safe. Wow, good choice. 15-10 was possible, but to make the other team come back to the table at a difficult save, make them do a breakout was a smart choice. All right, Kelley looking to come off the back rail, make contact with the 7, and hope for a good leave. I believe Joe can see the 11, but I think it's going to be a combo. I think it has to be the 11-9 is what it looks like. I don't think there's anything too straight in, but commentators' angles, sometimes I don't see it all. With the 11-9, there's a lot of options. The 11 will seat nice. The 9 bumps off of the 12 and goes in, you know, opening up the side pocket. Your 10-5 still is a pocketable combo, but you have to put the 15 so far on the 10 that, you know, to get shape is hard. Alright, going for the combo. See if the 11 will stay and set up Tibor. Oh, just bobbles off of the nipple, leaving his opponents a straight-in shot on the 7. Want to make sure you take your time here. Set up the 6 in the side. Excellent. Kelley has the chance really just to stun the cue ball and float down the table to leave a shot in the 4 in the corner. The closer you can get to the 4 with the straighter the shot, which he did, the easier the stop shot Ronnie will have to do to produce 8-ball shot on the side. Either way, if not, this 8 will be cuttable down table. Okay, Ronnie stunned it and put it on. Like I said, either way, it is still a pocketable ball. Not as easy as the stop shot and a little, you know, happy one. Kelley lines it up, long shot down. There still is the angle on this to stun back and scratch, to bobble, to hang. So not an easy out, but possible. Takes his shot, sinks it, follows past the side for no scratch, brings it down to 5-9. Alternate break, I believe. All right, Joe with a good break, good separation. Looks like I think we have a solid or two down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 solids. Very open table, no clusters. I think this should be a runnable rack if played right. Easy shot on the 1. Really want to make sure you either set up your 6 next, which Tibor went into the 8, set up the 6 good too. If you have the opportunity to get the 7 out of the way and leave the 6 as your setup ball for the 8, I think I would go that route. But if you don't feel comfortable with the 7 creating a shot on the 4 or 5, I would go with the 6. Good shot, comes back. Tibor has multiple options here. I think he has an angle for the long on the 5, or he could follow through and actually just do the 7 in the side. Oh, the jaws get him. Little bobble out. Bringing the opposite team to the table. Kelley and Ronnie are going to have stripes on this. From where he's sitting, he doesn't really have an easy out. The 11 goes in the side, but it's a little easy of a cut. You just need to make sure you're going to get your angle on the 15-12. He's looking at the combo now. Not sure if you can make the 11 draw out, make the 9 in the same, and either break out or make the 10 and be able to make the 15 after. With his follow through there, I think he's leaving for the combo. We'll see. Ronnie coming back. He does have the shot on the 9. Could have a natural drawback to break into the 12. Being that there still is the 13-14 down table, the shots are there, are open, so multiple options. Looks like he's playing it out in his head right now. Shot. Okay, might be even going rail first. No, went with the double combo. Was able to successfully pocket it. I don't think he got the shape he wanted. He's a little too close to the 13 to shoot the 13 and manipulate the cue ball, so now he's going to have to go it a different way. Can't tell if he can see the 10 ball and is going for it or going for the 9. No, looks like he's going for the 10 ball. All right, did he leave his partner enough room for the 13? No, looks like Ronnie's setting up for a combo now. This is a hard one with speed control. It kind of has to either be pushed in the pocket and not kicked out. All right, good shot. A little too close with the follow through. Didn't leave a clean shot in the side. He's going to be cutting this one down table. It looks like it'll go behind the 8. Don't think he has the angle on the 9 to do the combo. That's good, man. All right, Kelley went with the thin shot because it was less than an inch. He could not pass the tangent line and had to draw it back while he was so jacked back, and they called for a ref. I called it as a good shot. They went for the next one. I think Ronnie rushed a little bit. Sadly got hooked behind the 7, blocking his opponent. This is a make it a ball by a kicked ball now. Kelley will have to kick this and come back, pocketing the 9 in the side. The good thing about this shot is there's really nothing you have to do to create a shot on your 8. You just have to get your angle and speed right. A bad thing you could do here is walk up to the table, speed shoot it, have it dead in, and just follow the cue ball in and scratch, resulting in a ball in the hand for the other team. Kelley had a great angle, just sadly a little off, was bumped off of the corner. Sometimes they get kicked in, sometimes kicked out. Joe has the opportunity here to shoot the 5 ball, natural angle, create a shot on the 4 or 7 next. I think my goal would be to shoot the 5, create the 4 ball. Excellent shot, which he did. A little farther than he wanted. Tibor might be able to have the angle to cut the 7 in the side. I think the goal is to shoot the 4 and leave the 7 as a down cut to create your angle for the closer on the 8. All right, Tibor opting with the cut into the 4. I think he was going to bump into the 7, but no need to. Goes around. The shot is there. Joe coming to the table with the 7. Wants to make sure that he leaves enough room and doesn't come all the way back and scratches. Great shot. Oh! And this is a good lead. I'm not sure if Ronnie is going to be able to have the angle to be able to successfully cut this all the way down and not scratch. I think you're going to have to do a back break, a bank into the far corner. You could do a save where you could middle ball and try to sneak behind the 8. A couple options here, but I don't see a cut. Safe play looks like he went for. Excellently played. If Tibor doesn't have the line of sight, there might be a jump in order coming next. If not, this could be a lined up, a masse. We could see a couple things. Looks like Tibor was very confident, able to manipulate the cue ball and pocket the ball. Joe stepping to the table for the win on the 8. Long shot for the win. Executed nicely for 10, putting him on the hill. All right, alternate break. Joe, Ronnie coming up with the hill. They are going to have to start turning things around, needing a win of 6 in a row. It is possible. Well, many things have happened in the game of pool. Shout out to some more of our sponsors. TCM MB Designs, phenomenal custom design jewelry, sun catchers and more, specializing in laser cut jewelry that is inlaid with stones and minerals like turquoise, special trophies, awards made for wood and acrylic. They also make all the trophies for the XLR tournaments. Miniature boxes, decorative size, and activity scenes. They're located at the Las Cruces Farmers Market and other craft trade shows. Contact them at 575-288-5308. Looks like Ronnie had a good break, was able to pocket a ball. Kelley coming back to the table. It looks like we have a stripe down. Do have a cluster on the 11-9, making both balls a little harder to be pocketed. Pretty open table for the solids. You do have your cluster of your 7-2. I think the 2 goes naturally in the corner, just opening up the 7. Kelley opting for the solid route, makes the 6 in the side. Good follow through to leave his teammate the 5. Now Ronnie could come back and do a breakout here. I don't think it's necessary, but it would have been possible. I think he might have opted for that personally as a safety. It's a good save. Not really an easy pocketed a ball. The 8 cuts out the 12. The 13 is not really bankable. It may be a jumpable into the 15, but that's a long jump. I think here you do a safe, try to make contact with 11 and just snooker them behind and go real slow and block it. Excellent shot. Made contact with the rail, an illegal shot. Blocking them behind. Kelley coming to the table. The 5 is a pocketable ball here. You could line up and kick directly at it. Now, depending on your speed, you either want to go real slow and just barely make it, or you want to come off and try to come around to leave the 3. Went into the 2 going into the 5. I mean, that was a really good idea. I didn't see it from my angle that the 2-5 would have been plausible. I thought the 5 was the easier option, but yet again broke out the only cluster on the table for him. Okay, Ronnie going for the 4-5 combo, makes good contact, but sadly the 5 hangs even deeper in the pocket. Okay, Joe coming back to the table. Everything's pretty opened up. You would have to make the 9-11 before you can get around to have a pocketed ball for, or a pocket able to make the 13. I think right now you could make the 12 ball and then try to break the 13 out is what I would do. Because if you can kick that 13 off to the rail anywhere in the middle of the table, you're going to leave yourself a shot on the 9, a shot on the 11, a shot on the 15. Looks like he went for that route, just didn't hit it hard enough, kind of pushed the 13 just a little more in no man's land. Doesn't look like the 13 can be banked back in. It looks like the 15's blocking in it. So you might want to shirt the 15 now. Tibor has a good line of sight on the 9 or the 11. Both easy to make and to come back. So it's really just a zigzag of how to play this out. Long shot on the 9 was just a little off and bobbled. Kelley coming back to the table. He is going to have a clear shot on the 3, going to be stretching a little bit. Everything else is a little blocked. Easy setup for the 4-5. This will create a good pattern to be run if done right. The 4 leaves a good setup. If you can either shoot the 2 now or shoot the 4, come all the way around and set yourself up for the 7 in the side, or try to get position on the 2 in the same pocket. I think the 7 in the side would be the next best option. Comes around, good break, good straight, looks good. Alright, just a simple little follow through. You don't want to really leave this on the far side of the table. Excellent shot. I think if I was Kelley, I would do just a mid-ball stun, maybe a little draw just to kind of bring back and out to the table just a little bit. A little more than that. I would have tried to make the 8 in the same pocket. Ronnie's coming with a little higher of an angle cut, makes it successful, bringing it to 6-10. Shout out to another one of our sponsors, Lorenzo's Italian Restaurants, family owned and operated, fantastic food and service. They also offering catering service. Great support of our local community, located at 1753 East University, Las Cruces. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday from noon to 9:30. And Sunday from noon to 8 p.m. You can always call ahead with any questions or reservation needs at 575-521-3505. Joe with the break on the hill. Excellent break. Multiple balls down. Multiple balls going down. I think we have 2 or 3 solids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 solids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 stripes. So 4-ball break here. No clusters whatsoever. No trouble balls on either side. I maybe could see the 6 as a trouble ball. Just trying to get the correct angle to make it. It does look like it goes in the corner pocket around the 8. Tibor opting with a 13-14 combo, comes back. Good choice. Now if this 12 is an easy cut shot, I would do it now, get it out of the way. But just a little hard on position, a little tighter than he wanted, a little closer. Tibor is going to have a couple options here. Safe play. You could come off the rail and try to kick the 12 back in the side. I'm not sure if you have any other pocketed choices. I think the 5's too far off. You couldn't hit the 12 into the 5 and possibly make it into the side. Safety play from here is kind of hard. You could hit the 12 and try to, draw back, carom where it goes behind the 3, right where Tibor's hand is, and just leave it there where they don't have a shot. Okay, Tibor opting for the kick for the 12 in the side. Great attempt. Almost zigzags, unsuccessful. Good lead though. Okay, Ronnie has the shape for the 2. Not sure if he's going to try to break out the 6. He went 5 for the 2. I didn't see that first. Just position play by player's preference. Obviously, I go wrong. Kelley looking at it as well, that the 6 does go, it'll go between the keyhole and around the 8, so it is possible to be made. It means you need to make the 3 here and set up the 1 to be able to set up the 2. Great shot. Okay, Ronnie going to be shooting the 1, trying to leave the pretty straight long shot on the 2, where Kelley will just have to follow stun just a little farther than the 2 ball to leave the only possible out and makeable pocket for the 6. You can see where he's putting his pull stick now. That's his goal cue ball stoppage, I guess. Let's see, it looks like he's lined up to go just a little farther than that. All right, looks good. The shot is here. Ronnie needs to take his time, make sure that he leaves the shot on the 8. You don't want to be stuck behind this 11 or 12. It is a possibility to hook yourself. The simple bump in the 11 created it, opened up the whole table. Kelley's walking in with a pretty straight shot in on the 8. And taking the win, bringing it to 10-7, alternate break. Looks like Ronnie's going to step up and rack. Alright, looks like we have a good break. Tibor coming to the table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Tibor's going for the 5 ball here, choosing solids. Good choice. There is an open rack for solids here. Looks like all balls go. I think I would try to knock out the 2-4 quick and knock out the 3. Does look like the 8 ball might not go because of the 15. From my angle, I can't tell. So, lots of different options. Alright, a key move there, right? You know, Tibor had the shot on the 6, but wasn't really going to have position play to get out. Opted to go for the 2, leave Joe the shot on the 3 to try to come around to leave the 4. 7, 6, 8 out. Let's see. Lots of different options here. You could do the 4, 7, 6, and then leave your 3 to get possession on the 8. That's always a good way to go as well. So, open table's just precision of making it happen is going to be the hard point now. Good shot on the 7. Leaves an angle on the 6. Tibor seems confident. 2 different things here. You really want to decide what you're going to do with the 8. Is he setting up a 3-ball shot here, or is he setting up a 4-ball shot? It looks like he just got a little nick on that 14, sending the 6 off path. Coming back to the table, stripes are our open table. It looks like the 15 goes around the 3, no problem. So, just going to be key on how you play it here. From where the cue ball sits, it's almost kind of hard to make the 13 and not mess up your 14-9 by colliding into it. I think what Kelley's doing here and do the shot of the 11 in the side and try to do 2 rails and leave the 14, 9, 13. He's all looking at the trouble part. The 10, it's either the 10-12, I believe, or the 10-14 as a combo, which you just have to make one to create the option for the 10. Okay, Kelley had good drawback, was able to make the 13, not, you know, hinder the 9-14 bumping into it. I think Ronnie's going to be able to just a straight draw back on the 14, leaving the 9. think he was trying to get a lot around, just enough room to give Ronnie an opportunity to shoot the 12 now, which I think he did. I think Ronnie has a great opportunity to shoot the 12. Natural path come either between the 15-8 or between the 8 inside. Looks like Ronnie is opting to shoot the 11 and set him up for the same shot, which he did. Now it'll be Kelley's opportunity to shoot the 12. You really want to make sure you either hit that window between the 15-8 to leave your partner the shot on the 15. You don't want to be blocked behind the 8, leaving the 10 as the only bankable option to run the rack. You don't want to bump the 15 and bump it up into the 3 where it doesn't have an out pocket anymore. I think he's looking right here to even draw back on the other side of the 8 and the side pocket, leaving a 10-ball shot. All are plausible options, but just don't get hooked or don't block. All right, comes in the pocket, comes right off, should leave a good shot for the 15. Now Ronnie's either going to have to shoot the 15, go one rail behind the 8 ball and leave a shot for the 10. Went right into the 8 ball, bumped off, got on the wrong side of the 10. I don't believe it's going to be a pocketable ball now. Now with a 4 where it is, he might be able to hit it into the 4 and get this 10 to go into the side. Not an easy shot, but it is possible to go. Not what you want to do on a hill match. Really comes down to it. By you bumping this 4, you're going to leave a shot on the 3 no matter what. There's no way to do a 2 first shot and leave a safety option for your opponent. Kelley knows it now too, to go rail first and go in between the 4 and 8. That's almost a harder kick cut option. I don't even think it's there. You could hit the 4 and or hit the 10, try to block the 4 and send the cue ball behind the 3, closer to the cue ball. He tried for it. He was very close. There was no contact made with the 4 to get the 10 thrown into the side. This is going to leave them an open table for the run, for the game. The plan of how you execute it is really going to be there. I think I would use the 3 ball, set myself up for a 4 with a natural flow to leave a 4 ball shot, or to leave the 6 ball shot. Now this is not over. With this 4 ball shot, there's a lot of things that can happen if you come off the rail wrong and get hooked behind the 8, if you float too far down and get hooked behind the 10. If you're Tibor and shoot tremendous and do great. All right, Joe has a good angle, good easy natural cut just to send the cue back up table. Looks like he might have bumped into the 8 and actually created an easier finish shot. Tibor steps to the table for the win, and the last shot for the 8 in the side, and the match and the team coming to a final of 11-6. Congratulations to both teams. Excellent pool playing from each of them. Thanks again to Lucky Dogs and Xlr8 tournaments and showdowns for making this happen today. It has filled up. There are no pool tables opened, just to show that Lucky Dogs is the place to be. I believe you could still score a dart table if possible. Congratulations to our winner, Tibor and Joe. Always stay posted online with Xlr tournaments to stay notified of all showdown matches and tournaments in your area. Coming to you live from Lucky Dogs. Have a great night. Thank you.